mechanic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Lee West.
This is Darren D Money.
And this is the podcast Don't Run From Us.
Don't run from us.
You definitely gonna get a lot of life experiences, our thoughts on what's going on in today's society, mental health in the Black communities, togetherness, unity, and business, as well as entrepreneurship, our struggles, things that we've overcome, and advice in certain areas that we feel like we need to go ahead and put our two cents on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna address. I think this is a worldwide podcast where we're gonna address everything. I think topics are gonna come. You can suggest topics, but we're gonna pretty much talk about everything. I think it's gonna be some key factors we want to discuss. Things that I think are gonna be relevant to today's society, and even things that we feel like we're seeing and we think we want to make sure we put it on the forefront. So y'all gonna enjoy this podcast. We got two great creators on this podcast, people that have been doing a lot of things and really trying to build something, a brand of each of what's on. So
And for those who don't know, Darren and I have been knowing each other since 2008. We've been, friends turned brothers, you know what I'm saying? And we continuously rock and support each other and everything that we got going on, bounce ideas off each other. And yeah, we're here.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Big facts. Joe West days, boys. The Joe West.
Joe West, San Jose State days, man. Good times. We're not going to get into that just yet, but we'll eventually go down that pipeline as well. Today's question, topic at hand, but first we could do a quick little icebreaker. How are you doing, man? What's going on with you? How you doing today?
Things have been gravy, man. Just recently, as you know, I own a business. It's my clothing, the Darren Production, as you see right here. Recently just shot my first film, so that was an amazing experience. We had a world premiere in Philly. A great turnout, man, amazing people that was a part of that cast and crew. And just been blessed, man, a lot of things just been happening, just trying to make moves, keep myself, ahead and keeping myself mentally and physically, stable. I think that's an important thing, health as well. So things have been a blessing. I ain't got no complaints with anything, man. What about yourself, my G? What you been doing?
Congratulations. We're not going to overshadow that, man. Congratulations to you for filming that, man, and getting that out there. And you said it was shot out in where? Pennsylvania? Not shot, but it was the rollout.
Premiere was in Philly. Yeah, premiere. We did the first premiere in Philly, so it was a blessing, man. We got to go out there, fly out there, and do that. So
that's big, man. That's momentum for your career. I'm proud of you, bro. I want to give you your virtual roses. You know what I'm saying? We can't be in the same room right now, but that's only because you're in SoCal, I'm in NorCal. But otherwise, we go take a shot.
So drive away.
Yeah,
I'm skipping away, boy.
I'm skipping away. Quick flight. What's going on with me right now? Finishing up with my communications degree at Cal State East Bay. One more year left. Knocking that thing out. And I also have a company, Team West Entertainment, for motivational speaking, acting, and music. You can go ahead and check me out all over YouTube. Darren has shot pretty much every video that I've done. And more to come for sure. What else? And just been working, man. Working day in and day out. It's not a wonderful thing, I guess you can say, to be in certain positions because we want to be in our companies full time. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. I'm gonna speak that into existence. We are working in other places so that we can have our companies work for themselves and we can step away from our 9-to-5-ish jobs so that we can be on full-time entrepreneurs. And I know taking a step away from that is huge. That's another reason why I'm going to get this communications degree so that I can have more of a cushion as far as credibility and telling people that I know what I'm doing. Public speaking is huge, and being able to go and talk to crowds about who I am, what I've been through, and those type of things just come second nature to me. Maybe even first nature. I don't know. It's just something that I love, and I've been able to do it for forever. And that's what I got going on, man. I'm blessed to be in this position. back in the gym, working on my fitness. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
swole arms, bro. I told you, this nigga got the swole arm.
You know
Nah,
what I'm
man, keep
saying?
chewing your shit, man. Like you said, man. It's like we were just saying in the start of this podcast, man. You're gonna see two black people, two black brothers, really just really gonna talk about the topics and really just know where we're coming from.
Yeah.
We all trying to be improving ourselves, and you see he's improving himself. There ain't no stopping. Like getting that degree, and that's amazing for a black person, black man, in America. So keep doing what you're doing, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Don't lift too much more weight, man. I'm trying to get on your level, man. I'm a little bony on it, but it get right though. It's get right though.
It's all good, bro. Gym is right there for you. For today's topic, thank you guys for tuning in and being there with us as we introduce this and walking into the icebreaker. We're gonna go ahead and ask ourselves, what advice would we give our past selves from things that we have known today, whether it's in relationship, we can do all type of things, relationships, business, friendships, education, work life. And Darren, I'll kick it off to you. You go ahead and start us off, man.
Man, that's a great topic, man. I feel like in the 34 years of life, I've learned so much. I've gained so many. I've had so many different relations and relationships, friend, peers, associates, and even now good friends and brothers. That like you said, friends that turn to brothers. Um, it's just been an amazing journey. If I could go back in time and kind of give myself some advice, my younger days, I would first just really say, just buckle down and focus up. I would say, like, growing up, especially, in the, I'm not saying the situation, but growing up, I was always like a mama's boy. I was always, about my schoolwork, and I was big into, bowling. I'm still bowling now, but it was more, I was really into it the way I was in the way. But when you growing up and you have that, that family support, your moms and all that, my mom's, I was the first child, so when I was the first one, I got a younger brother, but when I was the first one, you're taught different. Your family, everybody teaching you the first one. So your mom putting her rules, she's stripping you down. They putting you on, hey, make sure you're home at this time and all that stuff. So, when I got to college and going to, high school and college, you trying to figure yourself out. And when it came to the bowling, there was a lot of stipulations that happened with the bowling thing. And I felt like if I had just took those adversities and obstacles and buckled down at that time, I probably would have been, further in that position what it is. But I would have told myself too is invest. I mean, I'm investing now, but I look at a lot of the youth that didn't have the financial literacy that I know now, and I feel like a lot of schools give you these Pell grants, these financial aid money, and give you all this free money where as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, maybe even 17, you're getting $5,000 checks, $6,000 checks, and you like, oh my God, it's a lot of money. And since your parents always get something, you got free money. So in that day, we was spending that money like it was, oh, we got free money. I bought my books, I got extra money and all this stuff. But if we'd have took that extra money that we got each year, save it, invest it into a little stocks, a little bit of things, and put it back into things, I feel like there'll be a lot less financial aid debt and a lot of people that are not in debt due to school because of the financial literacy that they had and they learned. That would be something that I would tell myself, man, just kind of buckle down and save your money, invest it and, get those gains returned. And if anything, if you like I said, if you love something, I think everybody is school is great, but I feel like now the way the world is, school should be something as a gain to what you want to do. If it's going to help you advance, then do the school. But you don't really need school to really advance now in the world because it's self-learning, something. Everything is online, everything is self-taught. So it's based on what you want to do and your eagerness to learn. So I would just tell myself, yeah, buckle down, save that money. I think the people that come into your life everybody's not your friend. There's going to be a lot of associates. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to deter you from the path you're supposed to go. But also too, embrace a lot of the failures too. because I feel like I didn't take the failures really well. And some of the failures back in the day, I feel like I'd have handled them a little bit better. A lot of I could have some things may would have been different, but other than that, I think those are probably the advice I would say: embrace your failures, save your money, buckle down and can and just stay on that path and everything be good. But just to where I'm at today at 34, I couldn't change anything. I wouldn't even say I couldn't change, but I wouldn't change anything because I think I got the knowledge that I have now. I learned a lot, and then the friendships that I gained throughout my you know journey has been a blessing. So, and like I said, I can count the amount of friends that I have now that are I can call solid brothers. So meaning, one that's right now we doing this podcast. So, yeah, like I said, it's a blessing, bro. I would just say that, man. So,
Amen. Amen. I got a couple questions, follow-up questions. Just piggybacking off of everything
yes,
that you
sir.
said. First, I want to know what's probably like the most influential thing that your mom has ever shared with you that's like stuck with you still to this day.
Uh, I think the most influential thing my mom always taught me was like when I was, when you was coming up, man, college was like the ultimate goal. Like I feel like people was doing real estate, parents doing real estate back in then because that's when it was booming. But when you was a child, it's
Mhm.
like you go to college and you do that. And my mom always used to tell me like, no matter what you do, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you fail, um, I'm gonna always be there. I'm gonna always be there to uplift you. I'm always be there to support you through your goods, through your bads, through your happy. And I can tell you throughout my life, she's always been there through those magical moments. Like from childhood to plays to events. When I crossed my fraternity at San Jose State, like to see her in those crowds. Some of my bowling tournaments, she drove out to those. Like to see her in those, even when it was through good times and bad times, she always was there. So I think that's the biggest thing is that you find people in your life, not just my mom, but you find people in life, brothers, friends. Y'all gonna always have y'all ups and downs. Y'all gonna always have y'all good moments, bad moments, but even through the failures, through the down times, man, like you got the people that's gonna continue to uplift you. I think that's one thing that I learned that keeps me going is always have a positive energy. She always told me to be positive, stay humble, speak things into existence. And that's all I do. I think I feel that when I meet people, people always get this sense of good energy, good aura. And I just, that's just how I always been. It's never been something that's different about me, never something that changed about me. I'm always uplifting somebody, but at the same time, making sure that I protect my boundaries. So
Right.
boundaries are key. So the boundaries is the biggest thing that I've learned now, but I think just learning that through all the thick and thin, she knew she was going to be down with me. So I respected that.
I love it. I love it. That's a phenomenal answer, man. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people listening right now can relate to that as far as connections that they have to a special someone. I won't say special mom. It can be dad. It can be a cousin or whatever, but just somebody to help guide you through life and support you. That's a beautiful thing. And
Yeah,
not a lot of people actually have that or have had that and wanted to have those type of experiences. So for you to be able to have a memory like that and recant on it and be able to cherish that. That's a beautiful thing. Something
most
that can
definitely.
also fuel you into your business. Everything that you're going to drive for yourself. You just got to really sit back and remember. Sometimes you just reflect, look in the mirror, and be like, "Mom's right here with me. She got me."
Off top.
You know what I mean?
Off
Um,
top, my dude. But what about yourself, man? What's one thing you would tell yourself, man? You can
me, I was still about to go in on you, bro, but
Nah,
it's
we
all
gotta
good.
go on you.
It's all good. One thing that I would tell my future self is to eliminate procrastination and well, actually it's a few things. Eliminate procrastination and distractions. That's the hugest thing for me because I could think back to high school. Back in the days, I would always make decisions based off of the current girlfriend at the time. Not me. I never put myself first. It was always the current girlfriend that I was seeing at the time, and I was like in upper division classes, and I did the bare minimum just to get by. You know what I mean? I never fully applied myself the way that I know that I could and the way that I am right now, I would be in definitely a different position than I'm in right now, currently to this day, had I applied myself back in the day. But the biggest thing that I've taken away from that was also like my connection with my grandmother, who was the hardest working woman, still to this day, the hardest working woman, and she's 70 something and she's still working. I'm like, yo, you need to chill. But when she took us in, she worked 3 jobs: IRS, UPS, no, IRS, yeah, UPS, no, not UPS. It was airborne at the time, not UPS. My bad, scratch that. IRS, airborne, and for the city of Oakland doing keeping. And just to see her grind and taking care of her grandchildren, myself and my 2 sisters, was phenomenal, man. And she was just always getting up, early riser, went to sleep late, and was just always on the go. So that's something that I would definitely tell my younger self is to, keep fueling that fire. Don't ever let it burn out because you come from a family of natural born hustlers. And I don't mean it in the fashion of the streets or anything like that, even though I do have some family members that are like that too. But just as far as like determined to get things done for their family, determined to get things done for themselves, determined to get things done so that life is better on the other spectrum. That's the biggest thing that I would tell my past self is to never give up, dude. Don't hold back from anything, and don't be afraid. In today's society, we say shoot your shot, right? And back then, we weren't thinking about shooting our shot. We had all these ideas. We had all these other things that we were good at. Like I can think back to playing sports, which that was my escape. That was my gateway. Football was mine. Like you had bowling, I had football. Football, basketball. Basketball came first. I'll be honest. Basketball was my first love, and I always wanted to be like Michael Jordan. And I never played organized football until high school. And then once I got a taste of that, it was a wrap, bro. Like I did not look back, and I took that pretty far.
Bro,
As
just like hitting people. Bro, like
far.
hit.
Yeah, I
Bro, so
took
I
my
get to hit people for free.
Oh man, just it was a good way to release the anger. And I had a lot of anger issues growing up. So yeah, that's something else that I would tell my younger self is to talk to somebody. Back then, I wasn't trying to talk to anybody, bro. Like, you know, um, a lot of us grew up where it's like, oh, men don't talk or men don't, you soft if you go ahead and express your emotions and all that other stuff. But then the older you get, the more you realize that there's strength and vulnerability. Like when you're vulnerable and you go ahead and you open up and you allow somebody into your life, that takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of courage. And that's definitely something that I would definitely pour into my younger self and saying it's okay. Cry. It's okay. Let somebody know you hurt. Let somebody know you need help. It's definitely something that a lot of people need to know in today's society, and to not let people hold them back. Don't you got to have that me first mentality and a respect of taking care of yourself so that you can take care of others. That's what I mean by that. Like put yourself first so that you can be in a position to help open doors for other people. I'm not saying it as being extremely selfish, even though that is a selfish act in a way. But it's also a selfish act to the point to where it's going to be beneficial for other people. You're going to put people in a position to win because you're winning. Like that's the biggest reason I would say that, and I wouldn't change that for the world. I am who I am because of it now, today. And my younger self was a charismatic, free spirited flirt, goofball, you know what I mean? Like I just I just was flying by the waist-side of my pants, man, and I was like, as long as I can skate by and be under the radar, I don't need all that attention from being like the smartest in the room. Um, and I've been called ugly, been called fat, been called you stank, everything. Like I didn't have to deal with all that stuff growing up, and the biggest thing that I would tell my younger self on top of that is words can't hurt you. Words are not gonna kill you, dog.
I mean, I mean, listening. Like I said, I think we had two solid points and two similarities when it came to, like I said, you said don't procrastinate, and then I'm like, don't buckle down. You feel me? Buckle that down. And then another thing you pointed out was that it's okay to be vulnerable, like as men. I think, and we see now as Black men, we supposed to be tough. We supposed to be, this strong person that can't be, that's not supposed to cry or don't cry in front of people or don't be vulnerable. And those are false tales. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you should always be able to talk to somebody. You should always, and if you need to, use those resources. I feel like there's a lot of resources that as people, not even as Black people, but just people in general that we don't know about. And like I said, in college, there was a lot of resources that I had that I didn't notice, that I didn't know about, or found out late, and that was an enhancement of me kind of procrastinating, being me kind of like, as you said, like I was just trying to get by in college, like I'm just
Right.
trying to get by, like. But then I started learning after my it was like the sophomore year, and after I crossed my fraternity, I had got to the point where I was about to be kicked out of college. Like, you get that two times below the GPA. I'm like, I went to summer school at city college, like, and really at that moment when I went to city college, they told me like, dog, this not what you came here for. You didn't came here to get move around. You didn't came here to do this. You need to buckle down and get to it. And really start asking people and asking those, my professors, what resources do I have? What can I utilize to get to where I need to be? How can I help? Or how can you help me so I can get to where I need to be? And I learned that, the resources that they gave me, the people that I talked to helped me get through a lot of stuff in college. Even just talking to people, having good friends that you can, talk to and open up to about little problems that you have. Sometimes not might not be big problems. Sometimes it might be, little problems. It might be just things that are on your mind. You just want somebody to listen. You don't even need to, as you said, somebody to respond or give you oh, you should be doing this, or oh, you need to do this. But hey, I just need you to listen to me real quick to vent.
Right.
And I can think that's a good point that you said. So, learning in my 34-year life, being vulnerable is not weak. It's actually strong. And it shows you that your emotions, you have great, you're emotional. You have great standards for yourself. You're able to understand and be comprehensive with a lot of different type of realities and emotions. So like with people, and that means with like your friend, with your family, with your people, and how you set those boundaries. I think boundaries is the biggest thing when it comes to those um, topics that that we talk about when it comes to like just opening up. And then like you said, procrastinating. I think you made a good point too. Is like just making sure we don't procrastinate, and that's just not even in our younger stage, even now.
Right.
Because as you said, we got that 9 to 5, and that 9 to 5, people got jobs too. And salute to the people that are entrepreneurs, really busting their ass. And I'm gonna salute y'all because trust me, man, not getting a paycheck every 2 weeks, not knowing when your checks will come unless you going hard is amazing. You really y'all buckling down and doing that, one time. So that's amazing to do. Um, so it's just like I said, we got these 9 to 5s and we're all stressing out. We're trying to figure out, hey, how we can function with 9 to 5. Some of us, are in relationships. How do we balance that? How do we balance our personal time? Because sometimes we need personal time, not just time to with your family. We need time to ourselves to heal. So I think those are like keys where it's like we're trying to juggle that, make sure we're having a step ahead. And sometimes maybe we get exhausted. Sometimes that time when we need to juggle, you know, we're burnt out. So some things take longer than the other. And I think you made a great point. It's just like you said, we got to keep pushing. No matter what you do, I think slow steps are better than fast steps. But if you're continuously to move forward into the directions you want to move in, don't worry about what somebody else is doing. Don't worry about who's in the same, not say genre, but in same, not say same lane, but same field as you. If it's a musician, if it's your, videographer, if you're a writer, if you're doing something creative and it makes you happy, I would say continue to do that because I think when you become an entrepreneur, you run a business, you gotta love it. You can't
Right.
do it because everybody has a business. I need to make a business. You got to do it because you love it. Because if you love it, it doesn't become a job. It doesn't become, oh, I got to do this as a job. It becomes something that you do because you love it. Now you're just doing it, and that's that dedication that when you listen to like a lot of the artists that I listen to or that I follow, Master P, Nipsey Hussle, the great R.I.P. P. Diddy, like a lot of these Kevin Hart, these Will Smith, a lot of these people that I know, they just dedicated to their craft and they love what they do. It's not that, oh, it's a job. Yeah, they're a brand now, but they just love what they did and they just stick at it 24/7. So
And I
be
believe
consistent on what you do.
that we've all been brands since the start of time. We got 9 minutes left. I see a little clock countdown that just dinged on me. But the biggest things, listening to everything that you were talking about, huge, which is huge for a lot of people, I think, because people will ask me, like, how are you able to juggle all these things, family, school? Because I coach football, high school football as well, full-time work, and running my company. You know what I mean? Like that's five things, but my company is three different jobs in one. You know what I'm saying? But there's actually more hats because you got to do marketing, you got to be your own PR person, you got to be your own
Branding
agent,
manager. Yep.
all that, your own
Branding
manager,
manager, all that.
all that stuff. But the biggest thing for me that I've learned, and I've taken a back seat to this, and I wish I knew this a long time ago, is time blocking on top of making sure that I take the proper action steps. So, and this can go for whoever's listening. You have a goal in mind, right? And you know what the goal is, and then you know what the next steps are, but you got to make sure that you see it all the way through completion. So you give yourself timestamps on when you want to have certain things done. Goal number one is to write a draft, and you want to write a draft within a week. And then after a week, you want to revise the draft. And then once you revise the
Deadlines.
draft, you send it off to someone else to revise the revised draft. And then you go ahead and you get the document formed to the way that you want, our business proposal, business plan, and you send it off, but you put all this stuff inside, and it's anything. This goes with all type of things when it goes from prepping for a music video or writing a song or going to the studio. Time blocking is huge. The biggest thing for all of us, I believe that everybody in the world, is to execute and see things through completion, one thing at a time, like you said, whether it's slow steps, fast steps, or whatever, taking your time, enjoy the process, make sure and that's where you fall in love with yourself as an entrepreneur, because it's not the end goal where you fall in love. It's the actual journey through being that person, and getting over a lot of hurdles, obstacles, because they're all going to come day in and day out. I always tell people that are
Small
close to
goals
me.
matter.
Yeah, the biggest thing is I tell people all the time, I don't believe we have bad days. We have bad moments. And we can change that with that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's just like mentally you gotta be prepared to say, all right, let me sit in this, let me embrace this feeling. And then once I'm done embracing that feeling, I'm gonna move on and move towards, because it's done. What's done is done, and you can correct things that have been harmful to you in maybe 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, but you can correct it.
That's true. Like I said, it's just setting those deadlines, setting those goals, the attainable goals. I feel like if you have a to-do list, a task, if you set yourself to do a to-do list every day, 5 things, maybe even four, like good 4 things that's going to move something that you said that either towards your business or personal, anything 4 good tasks that you can do and complete. I feel every day you'll feel accomplished. You
Yeah.
know, doesn't have to be. You don't want to put too much on your plate. Be realistic, but do the ones that you know are going to be attainable. You knock those out, and I guarantee every day you'll feel like, damn, I can do it all. And that's why I feel like a lot of my success has been going to just start like as Lee, man. He called me and said, "Look, bro, you wanna have this movie done? Set a deadline." I was like, "Bet, set that deadline. Got it done at that deadline." And I'm
Right.
like, "Shit, let me do this. Let me set that deadline." So, as you said, it's a lot of things that we learn now that, as you said, back in the day, if we'd have had that same mindset a little bit, maybe things would have been moving more progressively. But as you said, I'm loving the journey. I love the journey that I'm at, and the success that I'm having so far is amazing. So big
Yeah.
things coming, man.
And another thing that people can incorporate into their lives from their future, I mean, from their past self to the present to the future, is a mantra. A mantra is speaking life into yourself, basically personal affirmations of who you are. And for instance, mine, I have it right here, is I am a leader. I am a culture of inspiration, of love and happiness. I am a family loving man. I am a lifelong learner. I am a risk taking entrepreneur. I am a coach, coaching coachable coaches for a future of full, inspired individuals who know how to overcome life learning lessons and turn them into blessings. I am Lee West.
Let them know.
Level of exposure will be determined upon all of our success. So
Speak up.
exposure is everything, man. Getting the mantra into place. I'm gonna get Darren to start his mantra off because I just sprung that on him. But this is how it is. Like we didn't know how this podcast was gonna go. And this is our first episode of Darren and I together. Don't run from us because we finna come with the raw. We finna come with the real. We got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. And yeah, I'm gonna make sure I'll do the time keep thing when it comes to this approach.
We're gonna let y'all know. Don't run from us, man. It's gonna be an amazing podcast. Tune in when we do this. We're gonna get it. This gonna be bigger and better. We always gonna come with new ideas, ways to put it on there. Lee West, you got the 2 funniest people on here, two smartest people as well. Great knowledge in our years. Like I said, I'm gonna have a mantra for my next episode. He got me getting right. I'm gonna be in the mirror, like practicing my shit. Like, yeah, you can yeah. I'm be in the mirror like this, ready for my speech now, boy. He's gonna put me on the spot. So yeah, I'm gonna be tuning in for that. And yeah, man, shit. I think it's gonna
just to clear it up for the listeners or whoever's watching this, a mantra can be super simple. Like Muhammad Ali, for instance, had the most simplest but prolific mantra ever. I am the greatest. Like speak it into existence. Who are you? What do you represent? What do you feel like is going to carry you over into the next day? When somebody looks at you, it's just like branding. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at my branding, they see Team TWE, Team West Entertainment on stuff. You know it's from love, inspiration, fitness. Like that's what I have connected with me, and it's tied into my mantra as well. Family as well. I can't forget family. Family is first and foremost. So, Darren, you want to go ahead and let people know what you got coming up?
Man, so look, y'all. Look, it's gonna be a couple videos dropping. Maybe not this year, but I got a couple videos. If you need any work, photography or video, hit me up at darrenproduction.com. If you want to get some laughs though, and you want to see me on the personal side, hit me up at Mr.Hawkins ____. Make sure it's 3 of them, and you get some funny. It's all laughs here when you come to that page. But a lot of projects of those coming up. Stay tuned. If you need any work, like I said, holla at me. And yeah, that's just what they do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And then I'm a one-stop shop as well. So if you want some photography done, I can write some songs for you. I'm behind the camera. I'm learning magic. Darren is coaching me up. Every coach needs a coach. I believe that all to the fullest. So that's actually helping our team out because he's already doing stuff. So if I'm down there and I got my camera with me or my drone, he can be like, "Hey, Lee, can you help me out with X, Y, and Z?" Because he already taught me on it.
We work off each other, bro. So, look, yeah, how you think I got that movie done? Thank you, Lee.
Right.
Deadline, boy.
Right. no one person needs to go get the bag by themselves. We can all go get the bag as a unity.
So
And I
much
believe
bag
that's
out
something that we need to do. We got less than a minute left. You can find me at Lee M. West Jr. on Instagram, Authentic West Vision as well on Instagram, and Young West 3 for all my YouTube channels and videos. We greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in to
Appreciate
Don't
y'all. Don't run from us, boy. To the next time, boy. We in there.
We out.